How did I ski? With difficulty. How did I plan this moment? With pleasure. Alexandre Dumas, Count of Monte Cristo. Chapter 11, Getting the Family Back Together.
A single bored-looking guard stood between us and the exit. All the other soldiers must have been at the main gate, either being entertained or annoyed by Mr. Silton and the others. "How do we get past him then?" whispered Heather as we crept closer. The old lady smiled. "I'll create a distraction and you two run for it," she said. "No, Mum," said Heather. "If we're leaving, you're coming too." But Mr. Logan soon solved our dilemma.
Well,
as we quietly jogged through the exit, Mr. Silton and the others tore round the corner in the van before screeching to a halt. All the while Mr. Preston shouting and gesturing for us to get in. When things had finally quietened down, I asked Heather what was going on. "It all changed after Dad died," she said, explaining that because the professor didn't want anything to do with me, the old man's financial investors split the company into 12 divisions and began manufacturing all sorts of robots. So the old man, he was actually my creator, my maker. I suppose a more poetic man might have called him my father. Soon, the robots were sold to every country, Heather continued, saying that when a small skirmish in the Middle East turned into a global war, every country started using robotic troops. In literally less than a day, every country's robots realized that the other robots were not the problem, the humans were, and, very logically deserted, with disastrous consequences.
well, the robots met on the battlefield for peace. And then turned on the humans.
It suddenly all made sense. What the professor had said, all the other robots, and why no one ever wanted to talk about the war when I was around. All of a sudden, Alice shouted for everyone to hold on. We were being followed.
Oh, there, the followers definitely make themselves known. Alice is a crazy driver. Uh oh. Heather's going down a cliff again. Alright, guess we gotta go save her again.
I really considered the idea of God, but I actually prayed that Heather was okay.
Nope. It's somewhere up there, counts as ceiling.
We'd fallen pretty far out of the van, and I wasn't sure I'd really braced her fall.
Hey, Heather.
With a calm smile. "I thought you'd find me easier than I'd find you, so I thought I'd stay put." I made a small shelter as quick as I could. It was soon pitch black and starting to rain, so Heather had suggested we rest. In the morning, when there would be better light, we could try to find our way home. "I don't think Dad ever imagined this would happen," said Heather with a sad look in her eye. "I mean, He would always talk about how he'd dreamt of a robot when he was a young boy. He and Mum was so happy when you finally turned up. I honestly think he thought robots like you could help the world, not kill millions of people. Death is really sad, I said. It was an obvious thing to say, but Heather nodded.
I mean, it's
When
probably
my
good
best
for a robot to
friend died,
acknowledge
she
that.
continued. I asked Mum why people had to die. She said it was to make room for new babies to be born. I don't know why, but this made me feel both happy and sad at the same time. Mr. Preston practically fell through a bush as he said, "There you are. We've been looking for you all night." He explained that they had lost the soldiers but the van had broken down. Luckily though, it was actually only a short walk away. I must have looked sad when we got back, as the old lady sat down beside me. "What's the matter?" she asked. I told her that Heather had explained the war to me. The old lady sighed. "It's not your fault," before saying how the original idea was for the robots to be raised like children, learning and developing their own consciousness. But, when the old man died and I was shut down, my consciousness was taken, hacked, and copied to every other robot, to bypass the growing up stage. Heather
Wow.
explained that every robot had a tiny bit of my memories, of the old man, the house, of everything. So when the war broke out, hundreds of unstable robots kept arriving at their house. "I think it was like some kind of pilgrimage for them," said the old lady. "That's why we created a scrambling signal. It only works within a few hundred miles, but turns any unlicensed or illegal robots close enough into mindless zombies. That's another reason we were surprised to see you." Heather explained how most of the planet had been taken over by robots. She said they were looking for more people, but it wasn't looking good. They had received a radio signal from Japan. There was a few thousand people who survived there. "Lord knows how," said the old lady. "Their robots outnumbered people 50-1 by the time the war broke out." Heather said how she had been writing a virus that would shut any robot down. "I'm not really a great coder," she said. "Mom was trying to work out a way to boost the scrambling signal, but now you're here I've got an idea." The old lady smiled and slowly nodded. "We should be able to clone your personality and broadcast your consciousness to all the other robots." Heather smiled. "We'll make them all nice." "Robot," interrupted Mr. Silton, "we're nearly done, but we're all starving. See if you can catch us one of them rabbits."
There's a rabbit.
When I got back, I told everyone that I couldn't catch anything. I don't think anyone was too disappointed.
I didn't expect to initiate a cutscene. Family is the most important thing in the world. Princess Diana, Chapter 12, moving back home. Well, here we are. We're finally back at the beginning. Dex just be chained up like a dog. Oh, apparently we're doing this mini game again. got some pillars of bones. Whoa, I move way too fast now. Jeez. I move way too fast. Okay, it looks like he automatically resets height.
In the morning, Sim and Alice brought the blind man to the house. Despite his lack of sight, he was quite the computer expert. He talked the others through the process of setting up a video phone. He said it should serve our purpose, but the low bit rate might make everyone's faces look a bit blocky.
I mean, they already look a bit blocky, so I'm sure
The
it'll be
device soon
fine.
crackled into life. Hello, Nighthawk. This is Dr. Hero of Japan. Are you receiving me? Over. Hello, said the old lady. This is Nighthawk. It's good to speak to you again. Dr. Hero explained that something had gone wrong and the enemy robots had nearly breached their defenses. We have everything we need to broadcast our nice virus and make the robots far more passive. It might take a few months. Can you hold out until then? Dr. Hero
A few
sighed.
months?
Well, we'll have to. I spent the rest of that day helping Sim and the blind man set up a computer with what they called the internet.
Big chocolate. At PCTonline.com. Connected, hooray.
The planet might have been ravaged by war, but this allowed people to communicate with each other. The old lady was concerned about viruses and other technical-sounding things, explaining that they might infect me. But Mr. Silton talked right over her, as he convinced everyone it was a great idea. It was amazing. When Heather and I looked at it, there was nothing but video games and awesome cartoons. When Mr. Preston looked, it was all strange conspiracies and ghosts. Mr. Logan saw guns. Alice saw that her church was having a summer fete. For Mr. Deck it was operas and subtitled films. But when Mr. Silton looked at it, I was shocked to find the entire thing was full of naked ladies.
Well,
Later that evening, Mr. Silton wheeled an old
Silton's
piano into the room. Heather
and
smiled
still
as she
sad
explained
and
that her
lonely
parents
despite
had
having a
bought it for
pregnant
her when
wife.
she had seen it in an old junk shop. As a thank you, she had written a piece of music for her parents, which one day she tried to play for them.
But who's at the doorbell? Horace.
For some reason, she then gave me a huge hug and suggested I might like to play the piano with her.
Oh, we're doing this again. Okay. Yep, why are we redoing the tutorials?
As happy as the old lady was with us playing the piano, we soon got back to business. After scanning the house, she explained that, other than the escaped nanobots, there were 4 test robots that I would have to track down. They had each taken important satellite parts that we would need to broadcast the nice virus, and we had to get these parts back to the hallway with the rest of our equipment. "If you're going to explore the house," said Mr. Silton, "you should know some of the doors have been boarded up. Here, take my crowbar." "Oi, that's mine," laughed Mr. Preston. "You said you didn't take it. You really are a proper c***." Mr. Preston explained that they had used it in what he called their old business. I soon realized this meant all sorts of robbery, but he said that they'd given that all up after falling out with their old gang of associates. Although Mr. Preston's story was very interesting, Sim and the blind man had something even more interesting for me, something they called an auto map.
Oh. And how do I use said auto map? Okay, well there's 2 things marked. Okay, yeah, hold B to use the binoculars. And hey, I'm fully dressed, which means I've got shoes. Thanks, gravity. Oh, I've gotta go up here. I've been going the wrong way the whole time. Wasn't there new things in the sewers, though? Like, I can do this now. Well, I could have timed that better, but I made it. There's a trash can there. Shit. There we go. Okay, this time let's not fuck up these jumps. Yeah, take it. Not sure if I'm going up. Here we go. I see, the map is only of the house. Yep. Alright, let's get back in the house. Here we go. Filled out the map all the way back here. What the fuck is happening? How did I do this part again? Oh right, I could touch that. Main hallway. So where does this take me? Up here. East gallery ground
The block
floor.
was very shiny. It looked like it might be able to reflect the laser beams.
Ah. And what do I do with said block? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting it up there. I guess I just need to find this from a different side. Oh goody, we're back here. This freaking room. I hate it. Okay. Nope. Okay, I'm good. Surface landing. Right, just go under the platform. East lower stairwell. Do that. Gives me access up here. Why would I ever want that to be closed? Activate it? Come on, activate it! Holy shit! Can I like stomp on you? No. Of course not. There's so many doors. I think I actually want to go into the one behind this thing throwing shit at me. Nope, it just leads to this concrete wall that I forgot was there. Why? Why is it so hard to activate levers? Alright, what's in here? A very large area. and I'm frankly not ready to deal with right now. I'll finish the east lower stairwell.